everybody. Welcome back. It's a Friday. You know what that means. The Mountaineer Sports Insider is back once again this week. I'm Tannor Lambert of U92, the sports director over there on the student radio side of things. And by goodness, it is the busiest schedule, part of the schedule, I should say, of the year. Luke Blaine is sitting to my right, the sports editor over at the Daily Athenaeum. Pick up your copy on Wednesdays, or you could check the DA online every single day of the week like I do to get the latest on the sports side of things. We have a guest with us today, not a coach or anybody like that, but somebody that's very special in our hearts. The Big Mac, Brian McClellan, is here, and you know that only means one thing, Luke. We're talking basketball.
Oh, yes,
Hey,
sir.
It's that time of the year.
Hey, it's an athlete special guest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
He was our knight in shining armor for the 92ers.
That was you, Luke.
Yeah.
That was you. You led the team in 3-point percentage. so.
Don't flatter me.
Oh, man.
You said I led the team in 3-point percentage.
Yeah, you did.
Did
You take 2 shots all season? Yeah,
I didn't make one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I'll take that back. I take that back.
I think I made a deep 2 one time.
You did. You did.
Too.
There was a deep 2.
You know what's the worst shot in basketball?
What's that?
A deep 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's like either. We don't
Hey, there were no. If it went in for the U92ers, it was not a bad shot.
That's true. He gets it.
we needed all we could get.
We could. Looking forward to the season starting off in February for the 92ers.
Yes, sir.
Final season coaching for the Tan Man. Maybe I'll come back and guest coach one of those games next season. We'll see about that. What?
I just think that's funny.
Yeah, full week coming up here for everybody, and that includes on the athletic side of things. You look at this composite schedule, lots of things going on. Let's start where we always start, and that is on the gridiron. Tomorrow morning, I guess you could say, you have the West Virginia football team traveling down to Orlando to play the University of Central Florida, 3-4 football team that has not won a Big 12 contest yet in their first year in the Big 12. And Luke, I said that this morning on the morning spiel with Alex Wiederspiel, DJ Spiel as I like to call him. This is the first league game for football in the Big 12 that will be in the Eastern Standard Time Zone on the road, and that's something.
Like of the year?
Ever,
Right?
in the Big 12.
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
Wow, look at that.
That's wild.
And that's something.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I know. It hit me this morning, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
That's just doesn't mean much, but it's certainly interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, time zone traveling, even if it's a few hours, might throw off athletes a little bit. But, it's always...
I think it's more for the fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, a noon kick actually means a noon kick. And for us,
Yeah.
I guess, noon kicks have always meant noon kicks because it'll be noon in the Eastern time. When it's noon, it's 11 a.m. over there, which is definitely a little bit different, I guess, for West Virginia when they travel. It's 1 hour earlier than they're used to for game day stuff, but whatever. Yeah, that's whatever. So they are at Central Florida tomorrow. Going to be an interesting game. They match up all right with UCF. UCF's a better football team than what their record shows, in my opinion. I think that, they run the ball effectively, and that's something that the West Virginia defense has struggled with lately, is stopping the run, and that was not something they struggled with early on in the year. I mean, when you look at it, they let up about 143 a game, which is still really good, but the run defense has been better at times this season than it has been as of late. They're 4-3 now on the season. They were 4-1 earlier on, and so they've lost the last 2. Need to get back in that win column tomorrow to get to 5-3 through the first 8, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, you mentioned the run defense last week. Your guess is as good as mine what happened in that one.
Yeah, Ollie Gordon in the fourth quarter had more rushing than they'd let up all year to any team.
Yeah, I mean, 282 and 4 touchdowns on the day.
154 in the fourth.
Yeah.
Not good.
That's something else. But, yeah, WVU, they got to turn it around. And, I mean, we know this defense is capable. I mean, they held running backs like Nick Singleton and Amani Bailey from TCU in check.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, they held Taj Brooks in check at Texas Tech.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and he was, like, the majority of their offense,
Yeah.
But something about that Oklahoma State game, I don't know what it is. If, you get out to that 4-1 record, you start to relax a little bit. But
it seems like that could have been what happened.
Yeah, they have to get it back in check because, this team, we were looking at this team early, like, man, they might win 10 games, like after their 4-1 start. But, they got to turn it around now. And I think, the goal for the season, I think, is still, like a lot of fans wanted, bowl game and a bowl win.
Yeah, 7-5 is what I said with a bowl win, and get to 8-5. That'd be pretty good. I mean, they could still very well go 8-4 this season. They could win out and lose to Oklahoma and be 8-4. So that's not out of the question, I don't think. I think Central Florida is their biggest test outside of Oklahoma left on the schedule. BYU's not good. Cincinnati's terrible. Baylor's a question mark. And this Central Florida team, rather, let Baylor score 29 unanswered to come back and win, right? Yeah. So it's all up in the air. I mean, Central Florida almost beat Oklahoma last week. Who the hell knows who's going to show up for them? And Brian's a guy that's been on the Touchdown City Tailgate, a U92 show that is a football preview week in and week out, and he knows a lot about this football team as well. Brian, I mean, what are you thinking about?
I mean, UCF's coming into this game on a 4-game losing streak. Obviously, they just almost won at Norman. So,
yeah.
But yeah, and then also along with that, I mean, they did lose to Baylor where they blew that lead.
That's the last 2 weeks for them, right?
Yeah. No, they played. They let up 51 points against Kansas. And
that's
Kansas,
right. But without Daniels. In.
Yeah, without.
And now UCF didn't have Plumlee, but Plumlee didn't play defense.
But I think, I mean, this offense, they are explosive. I mean, they put up 35 points against Baylor. I mean, Baylor isn't, the greatest of defenses in the Big 12, but I mean, Timmy McLean doesn't really turn the ball over. Doesn't really throw interceptions. So if you're West Virginia, I think they're gonna have to go back to what got them to 4-1, just controlling the pace of the game. Probably mid-20s, or I think where the scorings will be. But you got to stop the run as well, because this team can run the ball. And I mean, to talk a little bit about last week, I mean, West Virginia was up 4 in the fourth quarter, and then once Oklahoma State got it going on the run game with Ollie Gordon, that was pretty much it. So if you're West Virginia, the run defense is big, but you also can't let UCF get in a roll early. So.
No, you can't. Luke, did you do a piece this week with the UCF writer?
I did not do it, but it was done by Trent Lewis, one of our writers. But yeah, I mean, he was just big on the impact that Plumlee has had from a leadership standpoint, and just how he really opens up the offense. And obviously coming back from that injury, missed some time, but I think UCF still has some pieces that need put together, was the general consensus that I got from Dominic. Oh, shoot. His last name's escaping me, but his first name's Dominic. He's in charge of the UCF student newspaper over there. But I don't know. I mean, with the struggling UCF team, this is a chance for a get-right game here by WVU. So they're really going to have to lock in, and they're just going to have to go out and do what's been working for them, which I think they've strayed away from a little bit with these last 2 losses.
Yeah, I think so. So an interesting one tomorrow. We'll see what Garrett Green and C.J. Donaldson can do as they go back home to Florida, and that sort of thing. It's going to be something. All right, that's your football covered for this week. Hopefully West Virginia can get right on the gridiron and get to that 5th win here in October. Could still be bowl eligible by the time they come into November, which I think would be pretty good for what this football team could do. On the golf side of things, we talked about it last week. Ollie Menard finished as the runner-up at the Xavier Invitational. They have one more event before they head into like that sort of winter break mode, if you will, and that sort of thing because of the weather up here and around the country. They're going to be at the Steelwood Collegiate Invitational this weekend in Laxley, Alabama, before they go into that break, and they take 3 months rather, and head out to Arizona for the NIT at the end of January. So we'll see what the boys can go do down there at the Steelwood Golf Club. Should be an exciting sort of closeout event to this fall slate. Good luck to them. I think the building that they're doing down there at Pete Dye should be close to finished here soon. You remember Ren Baker in our interview with him. Luke kind of talked about that and how excited the golf team is to get that done. And a lot of that has to do with the ability to now practice at home here in the winter. Men's soccer. Good Lord. Took me a half hour on Wednesday night on the sports page to talk about what this weekend entails. 16 points in the league is what the University of Central Florida has. 15 is what Marshall has, and 15 is what West Virginia has. The three of them all right there. The top 2 seeds have host site games in the Sun Belt Conference tournament, Luke. They're at Kentucky tonight, a Kentucky team whose last play was against Marshall on Sunday, and they beat them. Marshall's lost 2 straight. That's big. Kentucky's a good team. They ended the West Virginia Mountaineers men's soccer season last year. West Virginia needs to go and get a win in Lexington tonight and follow that up with a win against Old Dominion on Tuesday. They control their own destiny here a little bit as Sun Belt play closes out, but they need to win out and remain unbeaten to have those host site games. That's part of it. They also need to see Marshall or UCF end with a tie or a loss somewhere else down this stretch to really be sitting good. If Marshall or UCF can have a tie or a loss and West Virginia wins out, West Virginia will be one of the host sites for at least one of the rounds of the Sun Belt Conference tournament, where you'll have 4 teams come to Morgantown. If they are the 1 seed, then the entire tournament, if they stay in it, will run through Dick DeLess Soccer Stadium. It's going to be something to look forward to. So, again, everybody that's a Mountaineer fan should be rooting for the UCF football program to take a loss tomorrow and the UCF soccer program to certainly take a loss as well here this weekend. They play Georgia State and, is it South Carolina? No, it's not South Carolina. I do not have it off the top of my head. But it's going to be interesting. Both Marshall and West Virginia do play Old Dominion. Marshall also plays James Madison, who's 4th in the league with 9 points. That's how big of a difference there is between the top 3 and the next 3. Luke, going to be something. Caldera has been terrific this whole season, maybe the player of the year across the country, but they could very well go unbeaten and be the 3 seed in their conference tournament.
Which is absurd to think about.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it speaks to just how powerful the Sun Belt Conference is in men's soccer. But I think that with that has to speak to what WVU's been doing, to not take any losses. Sure, there have been some ties in games that they should have won.
For sure.
But this team, I think, is legit. I mean, there's an energy around this program like no other WVU sport right now. And I mean, you saw it at Dick DeLess during that Marshall game. And I would expect to see the same if the Sun Belt Conference does indeed run through Morgantown.
Yeah. All right. You know how good I am at memorizing things? I was so close.
Oh, yeah?
I was so close. Marshall plays Old Dominion tonight. West Virginia plays Old Dominion on Tuesday. Marshall's in Virginia to play Old Dominion, by the way, so that could be a little interesting. UCF does have Georgia State tonight, so I was right on the money with those 3 games. James Madison is the one that plays UCF. South Carolina is the one that plays Marshall. I knew it was those 3 teams, and I had them flip-flopped around. Gonna be something. Marshall's home against South Carolina on Tuesday down in Huntington at 6:15. West Virginia is hosting Old Dominion, and UCF hosts James Madison. So all 3 of those teams are home on a night that decides the conference.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be something to watch for on Halloween night here on October 31st. There's a lot at play here. The way it will work is the team that finishes 3rd will travel to the team that finishes 2nd home site round. So, in the case that it were to start today, that would mean that West Virginia is going to Huntington, which would be better than them going to Orlando. Yeah. Because if they go to Huntington, they're not going to play Marshall until the 2nd round of that tournament. I think it's the 2nd round. That means the first round, it'll be all gold and blue in the stands. And for the 2nd round, it'll be kind of similar to what we saw here, I would assume, in the Mountain State Derby. That would be something. I would rather see them go to Huntington, but it's certainly not set in stone quite yet. Something to watch for, though, for sure this weekend on the men's soccer side of things. Hopefully they can at least stay within the state of West Virginia, again, the soccer capital of these United States that we live in and call home. Number 2 team in the country right now, they win out. They're definitely going to be the number 1 team, I think, in the country if UCF ties or loses.
Who's won?
UCF's won. Marshall dropped to 6 because they lost to Kentucky as well.
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
Yeah, Big Mac, you've never seen anything like the way this regular season's coming to an end, have you?
Oh, no, not at all, man.
Not a chance.
It's great, though. I mean, I grew up playing soccer. It's a great sport.
That is the first time I've ever heard you say that. I have lived with you for 2.5 years.
I played soccer till like 8th grade.
I did not know that.
Me and my dad's a big soccer guy.
Well,
so-
I know that Hoop Core is a big
He
soccer
is.
guy, but you guys are a basketball family.
Yeah, no, I was at one point I was probably better at soccer than basketball. Like I was pretty good.
That's hard to believe. All County
I-
McClellan back
Tanner,
in New Jersey
I-
at Presskill. Go
I was-
Cougars.
I was so good that I played a year up. Believe it or not.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
No way.
I swear. They were like I was like the only one in my
What
grade.
did you play?
I was striker.
Oh,
Dude, I led the team in goals as the youngest player, man. That was nice.
what?
And then I focused on
Wait, was that
basketball,
like a
so-
travel team?
Yeah.
Okay.
My Cresco, like my team, my town back home, like just
Wow! Look
Yeah.
at that.
That's wild.
I was
dude.
actually like
I know, and Brian
pretty
never
good.
wanted to be part of soccer coverage this season. I don't understand
What
why.
a humble guy.
Oh, it's not that I didn't want to. I just I don't know.
Mhm.
Next question, please.
What a humble guy to never
Thank you.
bring that up.
Thank
I'll be
you,
talking, I made a 3-pointer in Panama.
He made a 3-pointer down in Chile or wherever.
Low
the
key.
hell it was.
Panama.
Panama. this
I
summer.
think I think if Luke plays Tannor 1-on-1 to 11, it's gonna be 11-10. I don't know who's winning.
But you got to do win by 2.
Win by 2?
Yeah.
Will Luke make a 3 is the question.
Tanner certainly won't. I mean, Luke shot that thing from the Panama Canal and made it down there.
He did.
Over the mountains.
Yeah. All right. Swim and dive. They're at the University of Cincinnati in a Big 12 matchup this weekend. Very excited to see how that shakes out. Again, I'm telling you, there's some exciting news coming for the swim and dive team come the springtime. Brian knows it. Can't say it on air yet, though. Very exciting.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Very exciting. Very
It's
exciting.
exciting.
More personal than anything else,
Yeah.
but some exciting news potentially coming for the swim and dive team. But they do go on the road for their first Big 12 opponent. What? Oh,
No,
you don't know
I,
yet.
I'm just going to need the.
Yeah, you don't know yet. It's all right.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah. Swim and diver at Cincinnati facing their first Big 12 opponent of the season here. We'll see what old Berlitz can do. He won every event he swam in against Penn State 2 weeks ago, and now they'll be at the Keating Aquatic Center this weekend. I do have some friends that swim and dive for the University of Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah.
Stella Bromford, one of those young freshmen. Integral part of that summer league team I coach.
Mm.
Her mom's the president of the pool board.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was rigged, is what I mean.
Oh, no, God, no. But lots and
Gonna launch
lots.
an investigation into you, just like Michigan.
Yeah.
Stealing signs from other swim
Yeah,
coaches.
is that how that would work?
I don't know.
I don't think so, buddy. I don't think you know enough about swim and dive, my friend. 'Cause that's not how that works. But they will be facing off against the Bearcats, and I'm excited. I'll be paying attention to this one. It's a weekend dual meet. Let's see what the previews got here for us from Cincinnati. Who to watch out for? Hunter Gubano. He won the 100 back, 200 breast, and 2 IM last time out. So those are not the events that Berlitz swims. So that'll be interesting. The way that swimming scored is something to watch for, too. The relays mean a heck of a lot. So we will see what that looks like come the next week. So the men and women swim and dive teams are out that way. Let's do women's soccer very quickly. Women's soccer just closed out their regular season with a draw against Cincinnati at home on Monday. And I'll tell you what, Luke, last week you told me that Nikki Izzo Brown's probably the best West Virginia coach of all time.
Yep.
I'm right there with you, buddy. They
Oh,
fight
yeah,
all the way back to 7-7-4. Still have a chance to make it 20-some straight seasons without a losing record.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I
incredible.
mean, I would. That's just that I stand so firm on that take, dude. I mean, just there's never been another WVU coach who has had as much success consistently as she has.
Nope.
And I mean, if you look at I saw people calling for her job after that start by this women's soccer team this
Which
year.
is also just unreal.
No, yeah, people obviously have no idea just how integral Nikki Izzo Brown is to this team's success. And
Yeah.
if she can lead this team to a winning record, and we were saying it whenever
They
before,
were 2-5-2.
Yeah, we were saying it back then. If there's one coach who can get her team together for the Big 12 tournament, it's Nikki Izzo Brown. And
Yeah.
it looks like the pieces are coming together here even earlier than that. And if they can go into the tournament with a winning record and get some favorable matchups down the line,
Yeah.
I don't see why we couldn't see, knock on wood, a repeat of what we saw last year, or at least them earn an NCAA tournament bid.
Yeah, it's going to be something to watch for. They'll play Texas in the first round. That will be on Monday. In 2 days' time, they'll play Texas at 12:30 p.m. our time down there in Round Rock. They're in the 4-5 matchup game, seeded fifth rather. They were seeded fourth last year, played the same sort of trajectory that they will play once again this season. And this is a Texas team they drew with on the road 0-0. So something to watch for. Hopefully the girls can go down there and get it done. For all the talk about Marcus Caldera, Taylor White's been similar. She's had 9 goals this season as a sophomore as well. Absolutely incredible what she has done. Also, Kaysa Massey down the stretch, 4 straight shutouts and out of 5 games. They win 4 out of 5, and they draw the last one down the stretch. Absolutely terrific what they did to close out the season. Now the question will be, what can they do down there in Round Rock? All right. Tennis team, Luke, tell me about it.
Yes, sir. They had the ITA Atlantic Regional last week. Only 3 girls of the team played, Momoko Nagato, Misha Kucherova, and Maya Dodic. Now, a little bit of struggles in the singles category, in the main draw particularly. Kucherova won her 2 qualifying matches, but I think she won one in the qualifiers. Can't for sure say on that one. That result is slipping me. But Kucherova and Nagato made it all the way to the quarterfinals as a doubles tandem, which was really cool to see, and they lost in a tiebreaker, so we're really close to making it to the semis there. But some pretty good individual performances over there, and Love Star Alexis was not competing. I was wondering why, but then I saw she competed in the Pan American Games, representing Haiti. Lost in the round of 64, but still, that is a huge deal for her. I know I've spoken to her personally. She wants to play pro after she's done with collegiate tennis, and that's a huge step for her. That's big experience. She took the first set, but lost the next 2. So I'm sure great experience for Love Star over there at the Pan American Games. But, man, I don't know. These tennis, we're talking about pieces coming together. I think this tennis team could be something really interesting to watch come the spring season. And I think it might surprise some people.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome for Love Star Alexis to go play professionally like that and represent her home country. That's really, really cool. The volleyball team, they've fallen to 9-14 overall. They get swept at Kansas last night. They'll play Kansas again tonight. That's a very good Jayhawk team that's ranked in the top 15 nationally. But they have won 2 conference games this season. They're 2-8 within the Big 12, 5-5 at home, 1-7 on the road. That's the big difference. So good luck to them tonight. But they'll come home and they'll play some other hard teams here shortly. They've got Texas at home for two sets next week, Thursday and Friday, another top 15 team in the country, before they go back down to Texas to play Texas Tech and Baylor, and then they'll have BYU and Oklahoma to close out the regular season. Not going to be easy for them down the stretch, but we'll see what they can do in the face of adversity. The rifle team, still number 1 in the country, Luke. They've got a huge weekend.
Yeah.
Huge weekend. Number 2, TCU, and number 3, Nebraska are the opponents this weekend down there at Texas Christian in Fort Worth, Texas. They are 8-3 all-time against TCU, 15-3 all-time against Nebraska. They did lose by 4 points last year to the Horned Frogs. They have not lost to Nebraska in some time. They just beat the number 4 and number 8 teams last weekend. Can they do that again against 2 top 5 teams this weekend will be the question. But big weekend out there at the range for the Rifle Squad, Luke.
Yes, and WVU has not. This is also something. All of their matchups so far have been ranked teams. Win against number 11 Akron, then you have number 4 Ole Miss, number 8 Memphis, and then, I mean, you're looking at your 2 top competitors, at least at this point in the season, with TCU and Nebraska. And it looks like they'll be competing against Nebraska twice.
Yeah, Nebraska comes to Morgantown then, I think, next weekend.
Or no, it has their name down twice, on Saturday this week and then Sunday again. But Nebraska does come to Morgantown here in about 2 weeks.
Oh, is it 2 weeks?
November 11th and 12th.
Okay.
I don't know what the deal is with them being on the schedule twice. But, you know, this is a huge weekend. And, I mean, WVU is widely renowned as probably one of the greatest teams ever in rifle. And probably, I mean, I'm not all that familiar with rifle history, but I wouldn't imagine that there are many more storied programs than West Virginia. But yeah, this is huge, and I believe TCU not in the JARC?
I think they are.
GARC,
the
sorry.
GARC?
I was looking at that. The GARC, yeah. In Nebraska, too? Or am I wrong?
I'm sure
about that?
they are.
Yeah. I forget. But some of them have them labeled, but TCU's not labeled on the website, but I feel like they are. But now, so big weekend for WVU and Mary Tucker. I mean, goodness gracious. Dude.
Well on our way to maybe go for an Olympic run here shortly.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be sweet.
The max is 600, and she is consistently like 595 and above, and like 598. And that's just
it's
absurd.
unreal. It's unreal. The rowing team, they are at the head of the Schuylkill River Regatta on Saturday up there in South Philly. Brian, did I say that word right? Do you have any idea how to say that?
That sounds right.
All right, thanks.
You're asking
Brian.
the wrong guy there.
Thanks, Brian.
Good job, Brian.
Yeah. Oh, my God. This is a big race. 8,000 athletes are going to compete. 30,000 spectators from around the world is what it says. So that's certainly something. They have the Sandy Run Regional Park next weekend at the head of the Okeon in Fairfax Station, Virginia. So 2 weekends in a row, the rowing team will be competing. We'll see what happens there. Haven't competed in some time off the top of my head. So hopefully they can get this thing done. Yeah, they haven't competed since September 30th, so almost a month to the day since their last time out. We'll see what they can do up there in South Philly. All right, Luke, we're getting close to talking basketball here with the Big Mac. Brian McClellan, as we continue to run down the rest of this schedule. The cross-country team is heading up to Ames, Iowa, to go to the Big 12 cross-country championship. Certainly something. It'll be at the Iowa State cross-country course. They're going to run the 6K, and then the All-Big 12 team and stuff will be announced with things like that. Every team will be in the race. Do you ever run cross-country?
No.
I did it when I was in middle school.
I ran track.
Mm-hmm.
The longest race I ever did was like the 400,
I was quick.
Isn't even distance.
This was before I really hurt my back. I used to be able to run cross-country.
I actually did cross-country.
No way.
No.
I did for like...
Don't lie to me.
No, like I tried out. No, I didn't. They did like summer workouts when I was debating about doing it to get in shape for basketball. And I did it for a week, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I remember doing it, but I was kind of fast. How do you think I suited up for that event? What do you think I looked like?
You wore your short shorts?
Yep.
You wore like a tank top, probably?
Yep. Anything else?
Socks.
I had to wear the headband.
You wore a headband?
Oh, yeah.
I wore a headband when I hooped.
Yeah?
Well, like a little one, because my hair would get in my eyes.
Mm.
But now, there's no need for that.
No, there's not. Brian ain't hooping like he used to.
He's not.
Hoopin' Bry. Check out Hoopin' with Mike and Bry.
Out in all
shameless plug.
Yeah, out on all platforms. Hooping with Mike and Brian.
There we go.
I mean, what are we doing? That's funny. All right, so good luck to the cross-country team up in Ames. All right. Really quickly, I'm just going to run through this weekend's schedule one more time to let you know what's happening. Tonight, swim and dive is at Cincinnati. Men's soccer at Kentucky. Again, watch out for that one. Volleyball's at number 14, Kansas, out there at the Fog. Football's at UCF tomorrow. Cross country at the Big 12 Championship. Swim and dive still at Cincinnati. Golf at the Steelwood Collegiate Invitational. Rifle at TCU, number 2 in the country, and they'll play number 3 Nebraska or shoot against. Rowing at the head of the Schuylkill Regatta. Rifle again on Sunday against Nebraska, and golf will still be competing at the Steelwood Collegiate Invitational. Baseball's having a little fall ball action against Liberty. I saw a video of Grant Hussey doing one-leg squats with 500 pounds on his shoulders today. Yep, there you go. Soccer's at the Big 12 Championship on Monday. Men's soccer against Old Dominion on Tuesday. Big weekend in sports like we mentioned, and we have not even gotten to basketball. That's right. It's basketball season. We're going to start with the women's team. Again, with this women's team, new first-year head coach Mark Kellogg, 6th winningest active coach in college basketball. You don't often get to hire these guys, but just to remind you, every single home matchup for this women's squad you can find right here on U92 The Moose, WWVU FM Morgantown, 91.7 on your FM dial. Sometimes it's 91.8. I don't know why. But check that out if you're in the car driving around the local area here in Morgantown. And if you're not in Morgantown and you'd like to listen to women's basketball without paying for ESPN Plus, you can catch me and the Big Mac on most contests at u92themoose.com and click Listen Live there, and you can hear the voices of the Big Mac and Tannor out at the Coliseum talking about Mark Kellogg and his squad. This season kind of feels like how we felt going into last year, right? First-year head coach last year was Don Plitzwhite, who we got into that a little bit on Wednesday night. Took off for Minnesota right after the NCAA tournament game. That's right. They went to the NCAA tournament in their first year with Don P. at the helm. Can they do it again? I think so. With Mark Kellogg coming into the fold, you keep the pieces that are really, really important for this team. 4 of 5 starters back. The only one that's not is Maddie Smith, who graduated, so she couldn't have been back anyway.
Isis Bay, too, I believe, right?
She didn't start.
She didn't start?
No, 4 out of 5 starters. You got Blackston back, Watson back, Janiyah Quinterly back, old J.J. Quinterly, picked to be first-team Big 12 all preseason this season. And then you have Blackston back, right?
Yeah, Blackston's back,
and then Hemingway.
Hemingway,
Jayla Hemingway will be back, too. So 4 of 5 starters back. That's important. Isis Bay, that's a loss, but I think they're going to fill that hole fairly easily with what they have this roster constructed, the way they have this roster, rather. But, yeah, you bring in a first-year head coach in Mark Kellogg, and he has been on the show already. We got to talk to Mark Kellogg earlier this season. Brian, you got to meet him out in the lobby when he showed up, and he's a really cool guy.
Oh, my gosh.
Really chill dude, laid back, but he seems like he knows ball. I'll tell you that, and I'm excited to see what this guy can do with the team.
Yeah, actually, I want to build off your point about how you said they can fill the void of Isis Bay transferring.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Terzan Moore is a junior who transferred here from Oral Roberts, averaging a double-double last season.
Pretty good.
13 and 10, yeah, but she's listed as a guard. So she was one of the best rebounders in the Summit League as well, and that's obviously going to help fill that missing void because Isis Bay did a lot of things off the bench for this team. But, yeah, they got a really good group. Obviously, it helps coming back with J.J. Quinterly. Obviously, I'm interested to see how it's going to play out because she obviously her first 2 years she played with alongside Madison Smith, but now that backcourt, I assume is going to be she'll be running the offense a lot along with Kai Watson as well. But a lot of new faces. Obviously, Coach Kellogg definitely knows what he's doing. I mean, he's 6th and active winningest head coaches in Division I women's basketball. So they got a bunch of different pieces. I don't know how long it's going to take them to put it all together.
Yeah,
but I think he was won that many games for a reason. So I think he's going to have it under control and they're going to be ready to go. I mean, they definitely should be competing for a spot in the big dance in March, I think
so. Do you guys hear that noise?
I do hear that noise. It's coming from over here.
It is? I don't know what that is. Brian's going to roll over. Check it out.
Yeah, it's coming from these headphones.
All right. I don't know. Sure, whatever. Okay. We're downstairs in the new studio. It's been redone a couple times, but where we usually record from, it's some kind of feedback from a computer that's not even turned on. Who knows? Yeah, this team, I mean, Brian, we also didn't mention one of your favorite players that got added internationally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I could drop some facts real quick.
Let's drop those facts right now. You mentioned Tazara Moore, guarded 6 foot tall. You don't often see that. And this team has 5 players over 6 foot tall on it, 8 players over 5'10". They're going to have size that's going to be tough to compete with. And one of the things we did notice last year with Don P., right, when you have these new players on the roster, it does take a little time to get acclimated. But luckily for this team, they have some opponents that are not to the same standard, right, early on. And so hopefully you can find, some of that chemistry early on. We saw it work out last year for them. The big stat last year, not only did they make the NCAA tournament, but 13-2 at the Coliseum. Defended home court well, and there are already more season tickets bought than ever for this women's basketball team coming into this season. And, they get ranked and they continue that streak at home like they did last year. They're going to be a really, really fun team to watch with a fairly full building, I think.
Yeah.
And that's always a good thing as well. So I'm excited.
This is like the perfect time for the WVU women's basketball team to be improving like it is. I mean, women's basketball is finally getting the recognition it deserves, or at least trending more that way.
I think so.
But the WNBA is taking off this year, or they took off. I mean, the season's wrapped up.
The WNBA has some problems, and I hope they can get them fixed. And the number one problem they have is there's not enough teams.
Exactly.
There's too much.
Right?
There's, I think,
8.
I think it's 12 or 8.
Yeah.
Either way, we see things happen where you have top 5 picks that get cut.
Yeah.
Right? Like that should not be happening, right? There's enough talent to field, 20 teams in this league easily. And the infrastructure's in place to do that. They need to figure out a TV rights deal that's a little bit better. But, I mean, you're going to have – you had huge numbers last year in the women's NCAA tournament.
My goodness.
And fans are falling in love with these players. They're going to want to watch them at the next level. So you got to fix the TV rights deal, do a little bit better than what they have going on there, whether that's going all on Amazon Prime or something like that. I think that would be a beneficial thing. You need to have a devoted network to what this is doing. But this is a league that's definitely growing and a sport that's growing for good reason. But you're right about that, Luke. It's getting more and more exciting every year. All right, Brian, when we look through this roster, there's some other additions that are very, very important, some international players as well. And one of those is Ayanna Holzer.
Yeah.
Very good player.
I think that might be Ainwa.
Is it Ainwa? It's a Swiss name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to figure it out.
She's a red shirt freshman transfer from Purdue, so she didn't play last year. But prior to the year at Purdue, she was recognized as the 2022 Swiss Basketball League's 6th Women of the Year, along with Most Improved Player as well.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, she has obviously has experience playing at the national levels and junior levels overseas and in the United States. So that's just going to bring a different style of basketball. I mean, you saw in the FIBA World Cup, like the way basketball's played overseas is different. A lot of people like it more ball movement and whatnot. But that's more like the professional levels. But that'll be interesting to see how she fits in here. But yeah, that's an interesting fact I came across. And she's young too. I mean, she's a redshirt freshman, so she's still got a good bulk of her career left. So I'm interested to see what her role is going to be. But that was definitely something interesting that I found out when digging deeper into this roster.
Yeah, that's another guard that could help in that backcourt with J.J. Quinterly, along with the likes of Lauren Fields, a fifth-year senior from Arizona that transferred in, stands 5'9", wears the number 23. That's always a good sign. Jordan Harrison as well. She stands 5'6", a sophomore that comes over from Stephen F. Austin with Coach Kellogg. She knows that system that he wants to run and that sort of stuff. Talking more on the sort of basketball side of things, the systems that they're going to run. When Mark Kellogg was in the studio with us and he talked earlier with us, you can go find that interview as well. Still in the podcast feed of the Mountaineer Sports Insider. He talked about how, the defense is probably going to look similar to what you guys expect out here at West Virginia, but the offense is going to run a little bit differently. And I think that's important because this was a team that last season, guys, they shared the ball very well. And a lot of the time they were able to find that open shot, whether it was down low with the bigs on some post moves or things of that nature, or it was finding Maddie Smith on the outside, or even Kaya Watson, for that matter, on the outside to shoot a big three that usually would go in when they needed it to. Obviously, a heartbreaking loss to end last season out there at Kansas City. All three of us were there for that within the building. Terrible way to lose a season on a buzzer beater like that.
The Big 12 tournament, but they
I know they made the NCAA tournament, and they didn't win that game either against Arizona out at Maryland. But strictly talking about what happened against Oklahoma State against the Cowgirls, that was a tough way to close out your sort of conference slate. After that, I didn't think they were going to get in. They did. They played Arizona fairly well, just couldn't win it. And there's some questions about maybe if the coaches' hearts were in it or not, which I think are valid questions. But we're not going to delve into that too much. But this season, everything's laid out in front of them, and they've got a very good roster in place, in my opinion. And it's not like first-year coaches haven't had success in the Big 12. Oklahoma State's last year, she was a first-year coach in the Big 12. Obviously, Coach P was. They were the 4 and 5 seeds in the tournament. They both had byes in the Big 12 tournament. And now you got a coach in here in Mark Kellogg that's coming in to compete in a very good league. What can they do? Luke, your thoughts on the team? I've cut you off a couple times. I'm sorry.
It's all right. No, this is exciting. And, I mean, Kellogg is obviously, he's bringing in the recruits. I mean, a lot of new players from last year. Two pieces who have already played in his system. You mentioned Jordan Harrison, but Zaya Nugent coming in also from Stephen F. Austin. I think this is going to be an exciting season for the women's basketball team. Yeah. It's very rare that you see a team that gets 3 different head coaches in 3 years. Yeah. And then the third time, there's still players sticking around. I was worried players like J.J. Quinterly, Kylie Blackston were going to be gone, but they're sticking around. So they obviously see something in Mark Kellogg and the potential that this team has that they want to stay in Morgantown. And I think that that's something that WVU fans can really look forward to. This team, I mean, talking about the 3 head coaches, it's very rare that you even get to see those teams build up because, new coaches are often tear down periods and, rebuild. But it looks like this team could be ready to just carry off of the success that it had last year, which I think would be very fun to see. It's always, they kept the key players like you were saying. I'm a big fan of Kylie Blackston and what she does down low for the Mountaineers. And you're partnering her with Danelle Arigbabu.
6'4".
Yeah, 6'4". Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That front court, this is, and of course you also have Jayla Hemingway, good rebounder, and this is going to be a fun team to watch going forward.
Yeah, it is, and they've got a nice non-conference schedule against some marquee opponents. Second game of the year. It starts. They're going to be at Pitt November 11th at the Peterson Events Center playing the Pitt Panthers. Then they go to they come back home, play Youngstown State, but then they go down to San Juan, Puerto Rico to play in the San Juan shootout against George Washington, Charlotte, and Southern Illinois. That's exciting. They got Penn State coming to the West Virginia Coliseum. Delaware State, once again, that was a fun game last year. St. Bonaventure will be here as well. It's the Wright State game this year. That's the Education Day on December 18th. And then they have Niagara on December 21st. And then it's conference play. They start at Allen Fieldhouse against Kansas. And then they've got Cincinnati and Texas back-to-back here at home. Texas early at home, too. That's something to watch out for. All right. Again, really quickly before I close out the women's basketball talk, catch every single home matchup here on U92 as well as the tournament games. We are excited to bring you those. Couldn't get the pieces set to get down to San Juan, Puerto Rico. I tried. Don't worry about it. All right, men's basketball. Lots of news this week about them. They kick off sort of tonight at the West Virginia Coliseum. Hasn't really hit me yet that we'll be at the Coliseum watching basketball tonight, guys, but George Mason's in town in the charity exhibition classic that they do to benefit West Virginia Medicine and the Children's Hospital over there at J.W. Ruby. Awesome cause to raise some money for. Should probably be a fairly full house tonight, I would imagine, against George Mason for this West Virginia basketball team. Tough news, though, earlier on this week that's brought out a lot of people talking about it. Raekwon Battle, his waiver denied. Yes, another waiver denied for this West Virginia basketball team. Color me shocked.
Within 3 since December.
Yeah, isn't that just shocking?
Yeah.
Yeah. And since that, we've seen the West Virginia Attorney General come out in support of Raekwon Battle, and he said he's going to have discussions with the NCAA, as well as Governor Jim Justice coming out and saying that this is not acceptable. You let coaches free transfer wherever they want, no repercussions. We saw it here. Don Plitzwhite out the door, no problem. She gets to start coaching at Minnesota right away, but players, they can't move up into Power 5 and play right away. I don't understand it. It does not make any sense. We don't need to spend too much time on that. So we're going to
the last person you want against you in any issue is Baby Dog.
That's right.
I think that, the NCAA is going to have to look out because they better change that decision real soon, or else the dog's going to get let out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When I say I have that dog in me, I mean Baby Dog.
Okay.
I just want you to know that.
Thank you. This roster's constructed as best as it could. Obviously, lots of news from this summer regarding Coach Huggs. Broke my heart. He was a big reason why I came to West Virginia as a kid from Ohio. And, obviously things happen, and it is what it is. Interim head coach Josh Eilert seems to be having things put together the best he can. He had a very hard job to do. I think he's done exactly what he can do, and you can't expect any more than that. Players get the option to do what they want after a head coach has to resign or get fired, and that was the case here. They lost some pieces, but he was able to keep most of the roster intact. I think some of the very important players on the roster that they brought in that haven't even suited up were kept here in Morgantown, which was important. The loss of Trey Mitchell, we can go back and forth with that. I see Brian shaking his head already. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
Softest 11 points you'll ever see, in my opinion.
Whoa, that's not what I was alluding to.
That's what Brian always says.
We're putting Brian under the bus now?
Yeah, well, I sit with you and watch most of these games, and, sometimes it felt true. So
I will not confirm nor
best
deny that.
wishes to him at Kentucky and what he can do. But, they've got some other good pieces, and one of those pieces is Jesse Edwards, who was named to the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar watch list before the season. Only 20 big men named to that per season before the season kicks off. So that's a good sign. They've got Missouri State, Monmouth, and Jacksonville State to start off before they head down to Fort Myers for the Fort Myers tip-off. which would be also very fun to go to. Those are days we can make work too, fellas. Let's get down to Fort Myers.
I'll go.
You're in?
I'm in.
All right, let's do it.
Road trip.
I think that
Road trip.
You're
Yeah.
going to be in Georgia that week, Brian.
Oh, is it
Watching
during-
Collie hoops.
I will. Lehigh basketball. Wait, that's during Thanksgiving break?
Yeah, 20th and 22nd they'll be playing at Fort Myers.
Well, I could make it work.
We can make it work. For those of you that don't know, the Big Mac's sister, Collie Hoops, she plays at Lehigh, baby. D1 basketball. Let's go. Good luck to
Thank you.
Lehigh and the Riverhawks this season.
Mountain Hawks.
Mountain Hawks, same thing.
Hey, Riverhawks, my other sister's college. I appreciate
I was
you.
close. I knew it was one of the two.
Actually, can I say a fun fact really, really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm the Mountaineers,
Uh-huh.
Aaron's the Riverhawks,
Mhm.
and Colleen's the Mountain Hawks.
There you go.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah.
Combines all three of them.
Yep.
There we go. I like it.
That's cool, man.
Core Hoops likes it.
He doesn't even notice.
Core Hoops, of course, the elder Big Mac.
The Big Mac.
Yeah, the Big Mac.
Elder Mac.
Elder Mac. There you go. I like that one. All right. So this roster is something. When you look at it, Josiah Harris, Kobe Johnson, Pat Sumnick, and Seth Wilson, the only four guys back. Lots of fifth-year seniors last season, though, to be fair. But they bring in a ton of new guys. Kirk Risa, probably one of the most important of those, along with Jesse Edwards. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Brian, you give me your thoughts on this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's
tough. It's tough to tell what they're
you
going
said
to be.
Yeah, you said it earlier. Eilert was definitely put in a tough position, obviously, but
Almost impossible.
Yeah, he did a good job of getting a pretty well-rounded roster. I mean, we could talk all day about Jesse Edwards and Kriza as well, but I want to talk about Seth Wilson and Josiah Harris, the two returners for the Mountaineers, obviously along with Kobe Johnson. But I think those two guys are going to have a big role in the team this year. I've said this before. I think I said it on Sports Night, but last 2 years, Seth Wilson's more of like a guy who brings energy off the bench, comes in, hits a three or hits a tough shot. I think this year he's going to have to be more of like a well-rounded scorer. Like he can score. He shows flashes of his ability to get to the rim. He can obviously stretch the floor shooting the three as well. And then Josiah Harris is a 6'7" forward. He did play some valuable minutes in Big 12 play last year. He's a guy who he can shoot the three ball, but he's more of like I think gets to the rim, gets to the free throw line. We haven't seen much of him yet, but I think he did start in that scrimmage they had against Vanderbilt.
Which they lost in
They
overtime.
lost to. Obviously, Raekwon did not play. And if assuming that things stay the way they are, I would think Josiah Harris would be that starting forward. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see tonight.
Yeah, we'll see tonight. But yeah, I of the returners, I think those two guys are gonna have a big role. And Kobe Johnson played meaningful minutes the last 2 years as well, coming off the bench. More of like a facilitator, just kind of
Good
gets
defender,
the ball.
too.
Good defender, gets the ball where it has to go. And I think this team's gonna miss Keedy Johnson a lot. But they do have a bunch of guys that can fill in the void. And I'm interested to see how it's gonna look out tonight. Like it's gonna be interesting to see like what the rotation is, because I know we don't really know what to expect yet. But tonight should give us a good feel.
Yeah, they got a lot of new guys on this roster, and we'll
Sumnick
see.
too. I should have mentioned him too.
Yeah,
he
Pat
played
Sumnick, he played
towards the
some
end of the year.
important
He was
minutes, too.
like the second guy off the bench last year, and he's a guy who can defend. He can crash the boards, and he finishes well around the rim. So he's a guy who I think he's a junior now, so he'll have a role. Or he might be a senior.
Pat Sumnick's a senior. Yeah.
Senior, yeah. So he'll have a role as well. But
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Blaine?
Yeah, I think that the pieces from years past that you've seen not have as big of a role, like last year with Pat Sumnick, like you were talking about, but also Seth Wilson and Josiah Harris, they're really this is their chance to showcase what they have and showcase the difference that they can make on this team. And I think that, you have the exhibition game. This is some time to work out the kinks. And, early season, obviously, too, with some lighter matchups moving into Big 12 conference play. But you had Josh Eilert, during the media day, openly admit.
We didn't get to that yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I wasn't there for that, but openly admit that he thinks that there are only about 7 or 8 guys that he think can really play in the Big 12. And it's really interesting to try to look at this roster and kind of think like, yeah, who is? I think you obviously have Kirk Risa and Jesse Edwards, who are guys that you can depend on. But moving forward, you could see some.
Is Aycock playing, Brian?
Or a Cook?
I think he's on. I think he should be playing.
Tonight?
I couldn't
Well, I
remember.
don't know about
I
tonight.
couldn't remember if his waiver was.
It was
denied or not.
Farrakhan's another guy.
Is it Farrakhan that got his waiver denied?
I thought it was denied.
But we haven't heard anything. On
Yeah,
this.
we haven't heard about it, but I don't think he has.
Okay.
He hasn't been cleared yet. I don't think.
All right. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of news about that. Also, just to note, this coaching staff is certainly something.
I actually love it.
They
I love it
outnumber
too.
the players.
I love it too. And we heard Alex Ruoff on Wednesday as well talk. It was him, Eilert, and Seth Wilson who talked. But you look at this coaching staff. I mean, this might be an all-time Bob Huggins team if you were able to put them all together.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, Eilert never played for Huggins at K-State. Huggins was at K-State for 1 year, and Eilert joined his staff that year and then came over to Morgantown with him. So just in case you don't know, Josh Eilert's been on Bob Huggins' staff since 2005. So he knows basketball. If you're around Huggins for 15 years, you're going to learn a thing or two about basketball, I would assume. And Ruoff kind of talked about that as well. But as far as the assistant coaches that are listed, you got JM5, Jordan McCabe, right? Big piece. DeMar Johnson played for Hugs at Cincinnati. Ruoff played for Beeline and then a little bit for Hugs here at West Virginia. And then you got the man, right? Deshaun Butler. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. You got the man there as well, all on the bench with head coach Josh
You said
Eilert.
McCabe, right?
Yeah, McCabe. And, I mean, McCabe just got out of playing college ball. So he's a guy that really is invested and knows what's going on, I think. And it's really important. The way they have this set up is kind of interesting to me, too. So Ruoff and JM5, they're working with the guards. They said Deuce is working with the bigs and DeMar's working with the forwards, and then Eilert's kind of overseeing it all. So I think that you've got a coaching staff that you want to talk about some all-time players at their programs. I mean, you got a top 5 NBA draft pick on this coaching staff. Like, let's be real here in DeMar Johnson, who played a long time after his injury in the NBA and overseas, and we know Ruoff has been playing overseas, and Deuce has played and that sort of thing, and they all have connections to guys in the NBA, especially, right? You know, Mike Gasney comes to mind immediately. Joe Mazzulla, obviously, as well. Mike Gasney, the GM of the Cavs. Joe Mazzulla, the head coach of the Celtics. But this is a basketball coaching staff, if I've ever seen one, and one that really is a West Virginia sort of centered basketball coaching staff, if I've ever seen one. The funniest quote from Eilert on Wednesday, because he's just being honest. And I think it was you, Blaine, that told me. He was like, well, he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He might as well go out there and be honest. And I think that's completely fair.
I mean, it's just the interim tag.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's not like...
I think we could see it peeled off and he becomes the full-time coach here.
I think so,
they
absolutely.
can find some success.
And then he
this
can
season.
continue to say speak his mind and say whatever he wants,
I will
you know?
say he did kind of talk like Hugs up there, right? Not much emotion. Well, you know, can't rebound the ball defensively. I can't make them make their free throws, you know, that sort of thing. Not a very good Hugs. I do a better one, but, you know, I'm on the spot right now. But he did say, well, it was different. They asked him about if he's going to coach from a stool or from the bench or is he going to stand up, and he was like, well, it was nice to stand up and not have to look around some big coach in front of me talking about Hugs, which got a little chuckle from everybody out there. And, you know, not really a dig at Hugs. Ruoff said, you know, we're Hugs guys. He said that on Wednesday. And it'll be interesting to see what these guys can put together for this team this season, because I'll tell you what, they got a tough out-of-conference. Not in the first 3. They have a chance to play Virginia or Wisconsin after they play SMU down there in Fort Myers.
It's the first 5 Big 12 games that are going to be.
Well, hold on. The Big East Big 12 battle, they got St. John's coming to town with old Ricky Pitino as the head coach there. Also, Jay Jacobs' last day broadcasting for West Virginia. Very awesome for him. He's been part of the team for 50 years.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Awesome dude. We're very happy for him. Wish him well in retirement. After St. John's, 5 days later, they'll have Pitt in town at the Coliseum for the backyard brawl there on the hardwood. Then they'll play Drexel, and then they go play the Basketball Hall of Fame Classic. They'll play Massachusetts, Radford, Toledo there. The big one for me, which I want to go to, December 30th up there in Cleveland, Ohio at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Brian, come to Columbus. We'll go up to this game. Let's do it. You got the Buckeyes in a, what do you call that? It's not at Ohio State. It's
neutral
site. Good Lord.
Neutral site.
Thanks for helping me, Blaine. I was looking at you just smiling right back at me.
Yeah,
Lots
sorry.
of help from you there.
Sorry. I should have read your mind.
Yeah, they'll play Chris Holtman and the Buckeyes. Too bad they didn't do this. They did this game 2 years ago. They didn't play it last year. It would have been fun to see this team play Sean McNeil.
Yeah, it would have been.
Would have been nice.
That would have been something.
But, yeah, let me give you their first 5 in conference play. Houston on the road. K-State at home. Texas at home. Oklahoma on the road. All right, fine. Then Brian's favorite coach in the world, Bill Self, comes to town January 20th.
I'll be
Kansas.
there. I'll be there.
Yeah, Brian will be there. I can believe that. That is, 4 out of 5 of those games are probably ranked teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time they play them, yeah.
Are you kidding me? I mean, Kansas for the third straight season is the preseason #1 team in the country.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know what to tell you.
They almost had them last year. Obviously, two different teams now, but it's like, I think it's gonna be another year where those Big 12 teams can like beat each other. Like it's gonna be like one of those years where anybody.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And then after Kansas, they got University of Central Florida down in Orlando. Then they'll go to Stillwater. They got Cincinnati, BYU, and then Texas again. They only play Kansas once. Yeah, and
no
then
trip to Allen Fieldhouse.
No trip to the Fog. Big 12 championship March 12th through the 16th. The women's is the 6th through the 12th. They're alternating weekends. Both of them will be played at the T-Mobile Center, a very nice venue. We were all there last year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably all going to be there again this year.
Yeah.
If I have to deal with Luke Blaine in the hotel room again, this podcast will be ending. I can tell you that right now.
We should have a documentary.
No,
we should do a Last Dance style documentary.
I like that. I like that idea.
So what's it going to be? It's going to be him at Pickle Rick's, whatever the hell that restaurant was called, eating a whole pizza by himself.
And then
pizza.
And then he'll get water too. He'll just drink all their water as well.
Right. Yeah. I go down there, I buy water, and I come back up, and Luke drinks them all. And great, thanks, Luke. I mean, this is the guy that he's not going over there tonight, Brian, so you won't see it firsthand. This is the guy that pays for the smart water at the Coliseum.
All right, this is the end of the show.
Well, hey, no, I don't. That is a very
he gets it like
that's
at a discounted
an
price
overstatement.
because you get a $15 concession voucher at the men's games.
Yeah, so it's only $2 extra.
It's only $2 extra, Brian.
It's a big
out of his own pocket.
It's a big like 1 liter of water.
It must be really good water. I must be missing out on something.
It's smart water. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, makes me smarter, man. That's why I am the way I am.
Good Lord. Yeah.
I am ready for you, Luke. If that's what you like, I guess that's what you like.
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed the conversation today, we ask you to tune in to Beat the Clock when we feel like doing it. Mondays and Friday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. I only say when we feel like doing it because apparently everybody always has a reason to not come.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something else. Brian and I did this damn show last year, 7 to 9
7
8 to 10
and we didn't really miss
nothing.
it last year.
Right.
We really barely missed it.
No, we never missed them. Oh, I gotta schedule my classes. I can't come. All right, fine.
I actually I had a
Fine.
meeting today.
Fine.
It might have been on me today, but
Did we do one Monday?
yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We did one. We didn't do one last Friday.
Or last Monday.
Right. We're really not good at that show, but it is a fun show when it does happen. 8 to 10
it's a
a.m.
good time.
on U92 The Moose. Again, you can go to u92themoose.com, click Listen Live, and check us out 8 to 10 a.m. there. Or when I upload it, search the sports page on the podcast feed. It'll be in there with the sports page podcast from U92 The Moose. This has been another edition of the Mountaineer Sports Insider. We'll have Brian back on again. This is a lot of fun having him
Thanks for
here.
having me, guys. It was great being here.
I was talking to some of my writers recently about getting them on the podcast, and
You can host those ones.
getting some extra voices.
I'll tell you this, too. Brian's not going to be a writer for you anymore if you have another Sunday meeting at 3 o'clock.
Hey, that was the best way I
was
spent.
not my decision.
Hey, that was the way I wanted to spend my 21st birthday.
Right, exactly. Come on. Cut him a break.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I figured it.
Disgusting.
Hey, he's
despicable
provided me with
that
a lot.
you have a
Wasn't me.
staff meeting
I
at
didn't
3
I
o'clock
didn't
on a
plan
Sunday
that.
during
I
the
mean-
fall. Not okay. I'll go yell at Jules, too. I don't care. Who do I got to yell at?
Probably Jules.
Yeah, that's unacceptable, Jules. Unacceptable. It's a football Sunday.
The Eagles played.
They played at night,
the
yeah.
Eagles played
Had
at
they
prime
not?
time.
What if the Titans were playing at 1 o'clock that day? Would you have went to that meeting?
No, I would have gone to the meeting.
And
'cause
done what?
It is my duty.
And had the Titans game on at the meeting and
Yeah.
not paid attention to the meeting?
No, I would have paid attention to the meeting. I can multitask like that. I would have I would have had the score updates on my phone. I would check momentarily. I wouldn't be actively watching it.
He's going to cry. There's going to be no beat the clock with Luke Blaine there on Monday after Derrick Henry's traded to the Browns.
No. Oh yeah, actually. Well, I got my Steelers-Titans tickets. With my
Great.
buddy.
You're going to go watch the Steelers and Titans play on Thursday night, and the Titans have half the roster they did at the start of the season.
No, over half.
Byard's gone. Henry will be gone. They're going to trade anybody else that anybody will give them something for.
I could see them trading some other pieces before Henry. I think Henry's definitely on the table.
Henry's gone. Stop it.
I don't
He's
know.
gone.
I
He's
don't
gone.
know, Tanner.
Tune in to Beat the Clock Monday, and you can hear more of that. I had one other thing.
What?
Oh, Luke Blaine, Brian and I wish you the best of luck on your econ.
Yeah, we do. I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you.
We're rooting for you.
Hey, I've said this all along. I've said this. The only thing I needed to push me to pass this econ class was for Tanner Lambert to tell me that I couldn't do it.
And he told you you couldn't.
After today, you're not going to be able to.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna screenshot my. I'm screenshotting my.
It's a
results
lockdown
so
browser. You can't screenshot that. Come on now.
Seriously?
Well, like the results page.
Oh yeah, you got it.
The results page.
Let me tell you something.
It'll make it in the Beat the Clock group chat.
Luke Blaine was down bad in this econ class.
Yes, sir.
And I did the math with Brian, and we were like, dude, there is no way that you are going to be able to even get a C in this class.
I think your math is faulty. I honestly.
After today, it will be proven correct.
Just some context. Brian and Tanner are in the class too. They've taken the online exam. I haven't yet.
Brian didn't do too well. Tanner didn't do too well. Can Luke,
Apparently, Brian emailed the instructor. Nobody's doing too well on this econ exam.
I will say I'm up to a C in the class. I'm up in the yellow. If you look on eCampus,
I'm in the green.
I've moved down to the green, so
yeah, I'm up in the class. All I got to do is get 70s from here on out.
Yeah, Brian, did you get a 70 on this exam today?
I wish I got a 70.
Me too.
And the extra credit has yet to be graded too.
No, it's in there. It's going to be added at the end of the
25
semester.
points to whatever you have.
But yeah, so like that's what it means. Like, it's not in there yet.
It's not going into the end of the semester.
You're going to need that extra credit today, my friend.
I'm in the yellow without it.
You're going to need that extra credit.
That's a great
today.
attitude.
Hey, listen. After I'm done here, I'm putting together my cheat sheet because we're allowed to have that. I'm not breaking any rules. We get a one-sided.
Yeah,
sheet
and
of
we
paper.
did not tell him anything about this exam.
Yeah,
all of that.
No.
We don't do
We're
that.
good.
We're honest journalists. We have ethics. We took Dr. Jones' class. No help.
that's
Everybody's just like, okay.
you get your grade and you live with it.
Yep, that's all you can do in that class.
I
My
forgot
God.
everything that was on it anyway, so.
Yeah.
Hey, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
We wish you the best, Mr. Blaine.
Thank you.
I hope you prove Tanner wrong, man.
I hope
For your own
I
sake.
hope you do too, because by God, if you don't, that's a problem for you, pal. That's a problem.
Hey, he does it with a smile on his face, so that's all that
oh,
matters.
yeah.
He does
exactly.
what?
He does it with a smile on his face. Look at him right now.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, hold on.
Thank you, Luke.
Let me get this date for you.
What's the date?
Best date.
No, it's November 16th.
He already knows. He already knew the date.
I knew. I looked. I was like, oh,
He knew the date. Last day to withdraw from a class here.
It's not what I expected.
No, I actually did. I do know it. Don't you worry.
He has that written in his pocket or something.
I looked at that date long and hard, like whenever I was telling you guys about that first.
Brutal. We're hoping for you today, Mr. Blaine, on the econ exam. All right. That'll do it for us. We'll be back again next week. It's the Mountaineer Sports Insider. Don't forget to pick up your copy of the Daily Athenaeum this week. Also, go to united2themoose.com. We've got some exciting things coming out there on the blog post. A new collaboration with the Mountaineer Maniacs. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
That's really cool.
Go check it out. It's going to be fun what you see on there. And please subscribe. Also follow us on Twitter at Fairbanks to WVU. When's the last time you looked at that?
Fairbanks.
Yeah, not in some time. We're going to fix it, though, I promise.
Yes, we are.
It's the MSI Podcast right here.